What's up, Triangle Lax fans? We are back with the Triangle Lax 2009 Week 3 Top 10. Last week we saw several top 10 matchups that have shaken up the lineup this week, and we're going to see even more of that coming up. But without further ado, let's jump right in to the girls' top 10. Coming in at number 10 and first time for the year is the Wake Forest Cougars. Wake Forest is 3-0 in Week 3 with wins against Heritage, Athens Drive, and Fuquay-Varina. The Cougars are 4-1 on the season and will play Chapel Hill and Heritage in Week 4. Coming in at number 9 are the Patriots of Apex Friendship. The Patriots drop a spot after splitting their top 10 matchups in Week 3. They lost to number 6 Apex and defeated previous number 10 Holly Springs. Week 4 brings two conference matchups against Cape Fear and Garner. At number 8 is the Broughton Capitals. Broughton beat Enloe last week and had their Leesville game canceled. This week, the Caps will have to face Sanderson and Cardinal Gibbons in two big Cap 7 matchups. At number 7 is Durham Academy. The Cavaliers were off in Week 3. They will play conference opponent St. Mary's in Week 4. The Cavaliers are 2-1 on the season. At number 6 is Panther Creek. The Catamounts had a big week in Week 3. They survived two one-goal games against conference opponents Athens Drive and Greenhope before losing to Charlotte's Myers Park on Saturday. This week, Panther Creek faces off against Pinecrest, Chapel Hill, and Cary. At number 5 is Apex. Apex has won 3 straight since their loss to Middle Creek. The Cougars beat Apex Friendship and Garner last week. Week 4 brings two more conference matchups against Cape Fear and Fuquay-Varina. At number 4 is Middle Creek. The Mustangs went 2-1 in Week 3. They took 2 easy conference games to hold their number 1 spot and fell to visiting Myers Park. This week, Middle Creek has 2 more conference games against Garner and Holly Springs. At number 3 is East Chapel Hill. The Wildcats got through 2 easy conference wins in Week 3. Week 4 will be more challenging as they picked up a game against number 2 Ravenscroft to highlight a 3-game week before spring break. At number 2 is Ravenscroft. The Ravens beat Chapel Hill in Week 3. They will look to sweep the city in Week 4 when they play host to number 3 East Chapel Hill. Ravenscroft will also play Virginia's Episcopal School. And remaining at number 1 is Cardinal Gibbons. Cardinal Gibbons went 2-1 in Week 3. They won against conference foe Sanderson before hitting the road to Florida, where they split a pair of games over the weekend. The Crusaders were able to beat 10-time Florida champion Vero Beach, but lost to 2018 state runner-up Lake Highland Park. Cardinal Gibbons will play number 8 Broughton, Bryn Mawr from Maryland, and Millbrook in Week 4. That wraps up the girls' top 10, and now a message from our sponsor, Crank Shooter. The Triangle Lax Top 10 is brought to you by Crank Shooter. Visit crankshooter.com and use the promo code TRIANGLE to get 5% off any order $50 or more. That's promo code TRIANGLE at crankshooter.com. And now let's move on to the boys' top 10. Coming in down 2 spots at number 10 is Holly Springs. After Week 3, Holly Springs lost 2 games to then number 4 Wakefield and to conference foe Apex Friendship. This week, the Hawks will look to bounce back with 2 top 10 games against Apex and Middle Creek. At number 9 are the Heritage Huskies. Heritage remains at number 9 after a Week 3 win against Northwood. Heritage plays 2 conference games against Corinth holders in a big matchup against top 10 Wakefield on Friday night. At number 8 is Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft split Week 3 games with 2 close games. The Ravens beat Greensboro Day by 3 before losing to Charlotte Country Day by 2. This week, Ravenscroft squares off against St. David's and Cary Academy. At number 7 is Leesville. The Pride split a pair of conference matchups in Week 3. After beating Millbrook, Leesville lost to Broughton on Friday night. This week, Leesville has a full slate, including a Monday night top 10 matchup against Wakefield and conference games against Southeast Raleigh and Enloe. Holding on to their spot at number 6 are the East Chapel Hill Wildcats. East Chapel Hill beat Green Hope and Orange in Week 3. In Week 4 brings a big Monday night matchup with top 10 Broughton and a game against Eastern Alamance later in the week. At number 5 is Wakefield. The Wolverines dropped one spot this week after they stamped a Week 3 with a win over previous number 7 Holly Springs. This week they will play the new number 7 Leesville and conference opponents Roseville and number 9 Heritage. At number 4 is Broughton. The Capitals got 2 conference wins in Week 3, beating Enloe and then number 8 Leesville. Broughton continues his 3-game top 10 tour with games against number 6 East Chapel Hill and last week's number 2 Cardinal Gibbons before wrapping up the week with a conference game against Sanderson. At number 3 is Apex. Apex made it out of Week 3 unscathed with 2 conference wins against Apex Friendship and Garner. This week, Apex will play 3 conference games against Fuquay Arena, Cape Fear, and number 10, Holly Springs. Holding at number 2 is Cardinal Gibbons. The Crusaders had 2 easy conference wins against Sanderson and Millbrook to improve to 3-1 on the season. Gibbons will face number 4 Broughton and Southeast Raleigh in Week 4. Holding on to its number 1 ranking is Middle Creek. Middle Creek had convincing wins over Apex Friendship and Fuquay Arena to remain atop the early SWAC standings. Week 4 sees them with a full slate of conference games against Garner, Cape Fear, and number 10 Holly Springs. That wraps up this week's Triangle Lax Top 10, and we are very excited to see a lot of Top 10 games and hope to report from a couple of them for you this week. Stay tuned for next week's Week 4 Top 10 as we head into the spring break season.